Everybody, welcome to my channel. Just thought I would come on here, see how y'all are doing, and make the announcement that tomorrow I'll be raffling off one free question for a subscriber. One lucky subscriber will get a question answered from me after the collective live. So I'm not sure what the live is going to be about yet. I might do a collective. I might do the all signs. I don't know. So yes, we're going to do the collective reading, and then at the end it'll be one question. But today I'm just vibing with you guys, seeing where you're all at, seeing what the cards have to say. We'll just get a collective vibe check. And sometimes I talk about astrology. Jupiter is going to be in Gemini in Vedic astrology. Yeah, so that is, Jupiter is the planet of abundance. So good things could be happening for us. We have the Eight of Cups coming out already, and the World. Now, we're just coming off of a full moon. I like talking about how the tropical and the Vedic astrologers have different ideas of where the moon is and where the planets are. So depending on which type of astrology you study, the full moon was either in Scorpio or Libra. Libra, the planet of relationships. Scorpio is secrecy, obsession, a whole lot going on there, and intensity and emotion. So because of that, I feel like this is the energy that's coming out. Closing a chapter, walking away from something that is complete. This is the vibe that that's coming out already. There could even potentially be some travel opportunities. So leaving what no longer serves. Leaving what no longer serves. Seven of Swords in reverse, Coyote. Yes, 100%, because that Seven of Swords energy is very much the energy of deception and sneakiness, leaving it behind, right? The full moon could have highlighted some things for you that are not right for you anymore, leaving that behind. And then we have the Chariot, full momentum. We're going to be stepping into this energy, okay? Whatever type of astrology you believe you practice, tropical, Vedic, sidereal, whatever you practice, the summer months, things are changing. There's new conjunctions. There's new planets, you know? There's new planetary alignments coming in, and we're moving away from something 100%. Now, and I feel like this is an energy that you just had to step away from. Closing a chapter, starting a new one. And now what's presented to you is the Chariot. I'm really heavily picking up on travel energy, but if it isn't that, it's I'm stepping into a new path, okay? And the Emperor is really choosing what's right, choosing what, because the Emperor is about control, the Emperor is about authority, and it's about taking control of things, right? I'm done with this. I'm out of here. There was too much deception. There was too much deceit. There was too much sneakiness. We see that a lot in tarot readings, right? In tarot love readings. And I feel like, because like I said before, Monday we had a full moon. That is like revealing what is no longer working for you in relationships or in life in general, okay? And this is what's kind of coming out in the collective, as you can see. But it's like this nastiness is over, right? Because now I'm taking charge. It's very much I'm taking charge. I'm stepping into my power. I'm choosing a new path. I'm no longer going to be in this victim mentality. I'm not going to allow these things to get the better of me. I love this. I love this energy. And then see, we even have a moon here on this card with the Eight of Cups. I'm no longer turning a blind eye. Four of Wands, because I want to have a celebration. I want to have a victory. And sometimes to have a victory, you do have to step away from something that's not good. I want to see what the Seven of Swords is here. I sometimes see the Seven of Swords as avoidant energy, like dealing with an avoidant. But let's see what the cards say. Why is this Seven of Swords energy here? We have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups. Interesting. So, wow. Why is this here? Okay, so I feel like there was some holding back in regards to, now there could have been somebody that you're dealing with who was younger than you, potentially here, holding back in regards to the type of communication. Page of Cups, interesting. And the Strength here, wow. That's just what you're leaving behind here. Give me some advice here for the collective. The Wheel of Fortune, change, embracing the change. I love that. Embracing change. And here we have the spider's web. Actually, and there's a snake on here. Seeing spiders as actually a sign of prosperity and abundance. So if you see a spider in your home, know that that's a good sign. It's a sign of prosperity, abundance, hard work, and resilience. And I feel like this is long overdue. This change that's happening astrologically, Jupiter being in Gemini, it's like this long overdue reward, this long overdue fortune for putting up with some immaturity here, or, you know, I feel like it's just somebody who doesn't know how to communicate properly, or just immature behavior here, putting up with different types of people and being rewarded. The Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is also destiny. But, and I say it a lot of the times before, like you have to make space for the opportunities to come in. You have to allow one door to close for the window to open, the window of opportunity. So this is for a lot of the signs. You're finally having some good fortune happen. You're finally having opportunities come in because, you know, you stepped out of this energy that was unfulfilling. And like I said before, I couldn't exactly decipher. The Seven of Swords is going to be different for a lot of you guys, right? Deceitful energy, the manipulating energy, you know, the immature, the person who's emotionally immature, doesn't know how to communicate, the avoidant, all that type of energy, somebody sneaky, somebody lying, somebody cheating, you know, all that energy. And not to say that, oh, that's never going to happen again. But what is being presented right now with this reading is that a lot of you guys have stood up to something or made the final decision that I don't want to deal with this and are moving forward, potentially. Now, tarot is timeless, so this could have happened in the past. This could be happening in the future here. But either way, ultimately stepping into a better energy in the summer. Okay, let's see. What do we have for the collective? The Temperance. The Temperance is in reverse. This is to say, this is the energy of being patient. Temperance in reverse is tempering yourself, learning how to temper yourself and wait for destiny. It's divine timing. In reverse, it's kind of saying, you know, that a lot of you are tired of waiting for destiny. You're wanting your reward here because it's been a long time coming. And the thing about divine timing is that we don't have much control over, you know, when the fates decide that it's our turn to win, it's our turn to get something good. You know, there's a lot of different levels that have to happen. And then we have the Two of Swords energy here. And I very much feel like the Two of Swords is taking off the blindfold. Taking off the blindfold, because sometimes when we have a huge decision to make or a huge life path before us, which it feels like a lot of us have a huge decision or a huge life path, life-changing opportunity in front of us, we have to take off the blindfold and we have to see the truth. We have to see the truth of what's right in front of us before we can make that decision, right? So being clear on what is going on, what the perspective is, taking off the rose-colored glasses. And then we have Papes right here. High Priestess. This is the High Priestess. This is very intuitive. This is trusting that your higher power or that source talks through your intuition, guides you through your intuition. 100%. The more that you're in touch with the higher power or source consciousness, the easier it is for you to make these decisions in your life. We have the King of Swords. Yes, using your logical mind to decide a life purpose for yourself. Taking all the emotions out of it and using your logical mind. So, and a lot of you guys, your relationships have been tested because we had Venus and Mercury retrograde, and we had eclipse season, and then we had the full moon. Relationships have really been tested. Relationships, especially romantic relationships, have really been tested. So I know that more than likely over the past few months, a lot of relationships have gone through a lot of turmoil or maybe have ended. And now, you know, you're kind of faced with, if you went through a breakup recently or you had some kind of turmoil in your personal relationships, because it's not always romantic, now you're presented with a life path, with a life opportunity, with what is my soul's path now? Where am I going? Where am I taking myself? Right? And it's good to temper yourself, temper your emotions, and to try and think with your masculine. What does it mean to think with your masculine? It means to use your logic and to discern what is to happen next in your life here. Because I'm feeling like with the temperance being in reverse, that's just, I'm impatient for this to happen, but I also can't make up my mind, and I'm not trusting in my intuition or my higher power to help me make this decision. So maybe I have to use my logical mind. So yeah, a lot of relationships have been tested, and now we're left with what is the life path. What is our life path now? If you went through a breakup recently, if you left a toxic job, if you started a new chapter in your life, because I'm feeling like that's kind of what is coming out in the collective today. And there it is. There's that new beginnings. There's the Fool. We're stepping into things kind of naively. It's like this childish innocence that, and I feel like a lot of the signs could be traveling or thinking about relocating, some kind of journey here, and it's a spiritual journey. And I've been saying this for months that June, like the middle to the end of June, a lot of the signs are going to be having amazing opportunities. Okay, this summer is going to be so good. And it's a fresh start. It's a fresh opportunity with the Fool here. You know, the Fool is with their dog, the Fool is very much that nomadic energy, that energy of like hitchhiking across the country. Have you guys ever seen Forrest Gump? Forrest Gump was in the Fool energy when he ran across the United States. That's the Fool energy. And it's a metaphor. It's a metaphor for completely starting over, for jumping into something with fresh eyes. But it is a little bit of a warning to not be naive here, okay? And this is a metaphor because this is a collective. So if you're getting back into the dating pool, if you're, there's something amazing that we're starting here in the summer month. A lot of the signs, you know, our relationships have been tested, and our faith has been tested, and our souls have been tested. Our souls are aligning with our purpose here, and we're stripping away all of the BS, and we're getting down to what is it that we're supposed to do here. And a lot of you guys could be entrepreneurs, I see here, or just really wanting to go for something major. I love the Fool energy. The Fool is the first card of the zodiac. It's number 0. It's the first sign of the zodiac, the first card in the tarot. And we have the Star. I love that. Yes, because the Star is aligning with your soul's purpose. The Star is dousing yourself in Source's will. Literally the stars, dousing yourself in Source's will, seeing what it is that, what is my higher purpose? What is my higher calling? Okay, what is my real wish? When I look at the stars and I'm wishing for something, what am I really wishing for? What am I really wanting? You know, what are you guys really wanting out of life? What is your soul really trying to tell you that you need to do? Because once you figure that out, you're in the Fool energy. You're taking that leap. And there's always that warning with the Fool to make sure you look before you leap. Do your research, you know, because there's a lot of impulsivity that comes in with it, because you're seeing things with fresh eyes again. It's like, oh, I have a passion for life. I know what I finally want. And it's not always a relationship. Of course, this is aside from that, unless your burning soul desire is that you want to be married and find a person to have a family with, that could be your soul's purpose, but everybody has a different soul's purpose here. But the star is very much about you. The star is a solitary energy of stepping into your soul's path and aligning with that. Some of you guys could literally be internet famous or getting a little bit of attention. I sometimes see that quite literally, the star. And then we have the Queen of Cups. And whenever I see the Queen of Cups, it's a reminder to nurture yourself. It's a reminder to be compassionate. This is something I struggle with every day. You're presented with an opportunity or a challenge or a stressful situation, and you have the opportunity to respond any way that you want. So it's just a reminder to be gentle with yourself and to be gentle with the people around you. Be gentle. Even if, and then we have the Two of Cups, because I feel like I know a lot of you guys come here, to tarot for love and wanting to know, when am I going to meet the person? And I don't believe in twin flames, but if you believe in twin flames, let's say you do believe in twin flames, okay? Let's say that maybe this is real and in a perfect universe, a perfect world. The twin flame journey talks about you stepping into your purpose. Because if you get into a relationship before you fully fulfilled your life's purpose, that relationship could potentially prevent you from stepping into the highest version of yourself. Relationships can be a distraction. So the reason I'm saying that is because we have the Star and the Fool. And these two things together this is like daydream believer here. This is like, I have a goal. I have a wish. I want to be a famous magician. Okay, that's just an example of this energy here. And I don't care what anyone says. If I have to give up my relationship, if I have to give up my house, if I have to give up all my possessions and move across the world to pursue this dream, guess what? You're going to meet the person you're destined to be with. When you pursue that life's purpose, it happens all the time. And I don't believe in twin flames, but if you do believe in twin flames, finding your life's purpose, finding your soul's purpose, finding your mission in life is the way to meet that destined person, right? And I see a lot of opportunity to do that here. Also, potentially friendships. Friendships are equally as important as romantic relationships, and I think that we forget that in today's society, right? And this Two of Cups here is a mutual exchange of energy, and you still have to be friends with your partner, with your crush, that if they're going to turn it into your boyfriend or your significant other or your spouse, you still have to be friends with them. You still have to have a mutual exchange of energy, and you also have to have a life's purpose or a mission in life or something that sets your soul on fire. And if you don't, there is a potential that you could fall into that codependency trap. So it's important to have a life outside of your relationship, whatever, life or goals that you have going on. It's really important. So find your life's purpose, allow your inner compass to be your guide. There's divine timing at play. So you do have to have some patience and to temper yourself and to be compassionate. We want that mutual exchange of energy. We want, the friendship that's going to turn into, the divine partner We have the King of Wands, the helpful man, right? There will be helpful people that come into our life that are just kind of there to teach us something. Sometimes you meet someone, whether it be a friend or a lover, and they're there just to teach you something, right? 100%. They come into your life, they help you with this one little thing. Like imagine your life is a movie and we have all these extras. And the extras, they come in and they do different things. And they're only in the movie for like a few minutes. You know, the extras are in the movie to help carry the main character to the next phase of their life. And that's how I want to see the King of Wands here, because I feel like a lot of the times we meet lovers and they're meant to make us feel fueled and inspired and passionate about life, and we try to turn that into a life partner, and then we completely miss the purpose of why that person came into our life. That person came into your life to teach you something. They probably weren't meant to stay with you, and we call those karmic relationships, potentially. But it's important to discern, is this relationship just a lesson for me? Is this relationship just a lesson? Is this relationship, this person, are they just an extra in my life that are there to support me moving into the next phase, moving into the next scene of my life? Or are they meant to be there with me at the end credits? And that really helps you, you know, to decide whether or not to invest too much time into a person. Because if you cling on to the person who's just meant to teach you something, you didn't learn the lesson, you're missing your soul's purpose, and you're not going to meet that divine partner, you know, that twin flame. If you believe in twin flames, we know I don't. You're not going to meet that person. So is this person an extra in your life? Is this person, you know, meant to be there at the end, at the credits with you? So that's a really good thing to ask yourself. I have had so many relationships that I held on to when, if I had let them go, I would have gotten so much out of it. I would have been so much grateful. Instead, I got my heart broken holding on to someone who was just supposed to help me to the next phase of my life. And that is detachment. That is loving without attachment. That's just allowing someone to bless your life, teach you something, and then you grow from that experience. So those are the extras. Those are the karmic relationships meant to turn you into the person that you're supposed to be, you know, so that you can level up to your soul's purpose, your soul's mission, and meet that divine person, that divine purpose. Three of Wands. I feel it in the air, because I know that in the astrology, a lot of us are about to embark on this huge journey in our life, metaphorically, physically. And I feel like we're out there searching, you know, it's like that. I'm searching for something bigger and greater. And that's the Three of Wands energy. But it's like waiting for the right time. It's like waiting for the right opportunity to get into the Fool energy, you know, the hitchhiker, that I'm going to give up all my life possessions and move to the other side of the world. That's the Fool energy. And then we have the Eight of Swords. Imposter syndrome gets in the way. You know, because we are sitting here waiting and wanting and wishing for these things to happen in our life, the things that we want to happen, we're waiting and hoping for it. But we sometimes talk ourselves out of it with the imposter syndrome. You know, if you've ever had a dream or a vision for your life, and then somebody comes along and tells you, you're never going to do that, you're not smart enough, you're not pretty enough, that is the imposter syndrome. That is the Eight of Swords. We do that to ourselves. We talk ourselves out of dreams. We talk ourselves out of visions. You know, we stay stuck to the wrong relationships, the wrong opportunity, because we think that we can't embrace the next thing to come, the next great thing, or that we're afraid of failure. So that's that Eight of Swords energy, and it's self-imposed restrictions. Keeping yourself small because you were taught to keep yourself small. Think big. There's a next evolution happening in the summer for all of us. And the Ten of Wands, I know sometimes we walk alone, carrying extra burdens and extra responsibilities on our back, and that's why we can't reach these goals or whatever. That in and of itself is a lesson. The 10 of Wands is a lesson in asking for help, but the 10 of Wands is also a lesson in not taking on other people's emotions and feelings. Because I know a lot of people who come to tarot are light workers, people pleasers, and healers, and we want to do what we think is best. We want to help. We do extra things that we don't need to do. So once we stop carrying the burden of other people's emotions and feelings and responsibilities, then you're able to step into the star. You're able to make space for your life's mission, your life's purpose, what you're supposed to do here. You're able to make space for that. So put down the bags, put down other people's feelings and emotions. Find out what your mission is. What's your divine purpose? The 3 of Cups in reverse. I think that this is a very hedonistic energy, and I think that our culture can be very hedonistic at times. We can overindulge in things. You know, we can doom scroll. We can overdo it on love. You know, we can overdo it on anything here. 3 of Cups in reverse. And we lose ourselves in these things. We lose ourselves in overindulgence, and we lose ourselves in other people. You can come back to yourself, strip away all of the extra stuff that you're spending your time on, and sit in quiet contemplation, sit in quiet meditation, and see, what is my soul's purpose? What am I really here to do? Are these feelings that I'm feeling today, are they really mine, or are they someone else's? Yes, and obviously I feel like it's important to not doom scroll too much. I have to talk about doom scrolling a lot on here because, you know, the issue and the problem with that is that we are brainwashing ourselves in, you know, in society, not necessarily you specifically, but doom scrolling is a kind of way of brainwashing yourself, and the algorithms, they feed you all these things, and then we compare ourselves to other people, and then we don't do the thing that we're supposed to do. So to put down the excess, to make sure that we're monitoring how much time you're doom scrolling, turn off the phone, you know, be alone with yourself for a little while, feel your feelings. What's my soul's mission? What's my soul's purpose? How am I feeling today? Check in with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Then we have a Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is really empowered. And the Queen of Wands goes after things. I think that we all aspire to be the Queen of Wands. We all aspire to be the bad bitch, or the, you know, the badass, whatever, I'm swearing. We all aspire to be that person who doesn't give an F, but we care a lot. We care a little too much, you know, and that's why I say put down the baggage, put down, you know, other people's emotions, put down the phone, and don't compare yourself to other people, because life on the internet isn't real. And there's so much AI that we are just completely falling away from our spirituality, from our higher purpose, from our sense of belonging. And we want to spend time in nature, in the world, with other people. If you want to connect with a partner, if you're heartbroken, put down the phone, go be out in nature, spend time with other people, do quiet meditation in the park. This is all ways to connect, but it's all ways to kind of step into that energy of self-empowerment. It's important to step into self-empowerment to get out of imposter syndrome and to get out of that people-pleasing mentality that a lot of us carry the weight of. If you guys are liking this video, you could drop a like, the little thumbs up. I appreciate you guys coming out. Tomorrow I'm going to be raffling off a free question for a lucky subscriber. So if you have time, you can come out to that. I'm going to get some oracle cards and we'll see what's good. We'll see what's good. Okay. Let's get some oracle cards from the Chakra Wisdom Oracle. Completion. I was just saying that at the very beginning. One of the first cards that came out was the World. The World is completion. Some of you guys could have lost a family or a friend, completion here, but if that isn't the case for you, if you're not grieving something or someone, there is a period of your life that is over. You're stepping away from it. It could literally be metaphorically that you're just thinking better about yourself. You know, I'm no longer allowing someone else to take advantage of me. I am no longer going to be mean to myself. I am done with that relationship. I'm done with that job. Whatever we're completing, that just means we're starting something. This is the sacral chakra. And that to me means a lot of the signs, especially in the summer month, are going to be stepping into joy, are going to be realizing that joy is your birthright. You have every right to feel good and to feel happy. So let's step out of grief, step out of heartache, and step into joy by doing the small things for ourselves. Like I said before, putting down your cell phone, going out in nature, you know, meeting people, meeting new friends, supporting yourself. That's your destiny. What is your destiny? I was literally with the Wheel of Fortune talking about how we're completing cycles where we're holding on to extras, people who are just meant to teach us something, and we're stepping into our destiny, our soul's calling, our mission in life. And this is going to be the crown chakra. So healing imposter syndrome means healing anxiety. It starts with your thoughts, okay? That's the crown chakra. Completion, when something ends in our life, that's our destiny. It's leading us closer to our destiny. Completing a cycle to step closer to our destiny. 100%. We just had that full moon, right? Which we're always clearing away the things that don't serve. Perfection, be gentle with yourself. Perfection, this perfectionism here is really can help you, can put you into a state of imposter syndrome. You know, comparing yourself to celebrities on the internet, focusing on all your flaws, thinking that you're never good enough, that perfectionist mentality, thinking you need to hustle harder, thinking you need to do better, is actually working against you. So be gentle with yourself. Be more self-accepting of yourself, and where you are is where you need to be. Creating things in life can really help your self-esteem, and creation can be anything. You can create a blog. You can create a vision board. You can create an opportunity. You can create your own happiness. At the beginning of the day, you could decide, am I going to sit here and be upset about things that happened 20 years ago, something that happened a long time ago, or do I want to create a happy day, a happy life filled with joy and filled with celebration? You can create your day. You can create anything that you want. Okay, guys, I'm going to get on out of here. I hope this reading elevated your consciousness in some type of way, shape, or form. If you like it, please hit the thumbs up and then subscribe. I will be coming out tomorrow raffling off one question for a lucky subscriber if you win the free question raffle. So I'll see y'all there. Bye, guys. Have a great day.